Hi students, it's Mrs. T, and this is your first mini lesson in sociology. I'm going to try to make most of my lessons mini lessons so that you don't have such long videos to watch like you did for the syllabus video and also for the one that explains reaction papers and quizzes. Sorry those were so long. I'm going to try to chunk my lecture topics into shorter videos that make them easier for you to listen to on the go or sit down when you've got 5 or 10 minutes to spare and listen to old Mrs. T talk about our class topics. So our class is Intro to Sociology, and so today what I'm going to cover is just really the very elementary beginning of what sociology is to begin with. Okay, so in sociology class this semester, we're going to talk about one topic, but it has a whole lot of different facets to it. It has a whole lot of different pieces to that one topic. So there's a whole lot of different concepts that we're going to take and approaches that we are going to make to the same topic, which is society. So introduction to sociology, the word itself, the soci part of that word, is the root word of the word social or society. And so there's two parts to this. We are going to study society, which is a macro scale or big picture issue. But we're also going to study the you and me level, small groups or one-on-one communication, the individual social experiences that people within societies have. And also, in this globalized world of ours, people across societies have. So we will be looking at social interaction one-on-one, like I said, or we're going to be looking at the social experiences that individuals have when we are alone watching Netflix. We're watching social experiences and we're getting information from that and maybe even learning behaviors from that. And maybe those behaviors are a reflection of our society as a whole. And so that's what we look at and study in sociology. So the ology part of the word sociology, or any word that has the ology thing on the end of it, the ology part is referring to studying these things. But please notice I have on the board some key words about the type of approach we make when we are studying society and individual social experience. We approach this type of study in a scientific way, a systematic scientific way, because over the course of the semester, we're going to be learning about trends across the board, trends of behavior, trends of beliefs, trends of conditions that exist. We're going to be looking at macro scale or big picture social trends. But we're not just going to be doing this because we have a gut feeling that something is true. We're going to be doing this because scientific-minded individuals who study society have used the scientific method to collect information, formulate experiments, formulate surveys, questionnaires, other types of research methods that are designed in a scientific way to get valid, reliable information that we can then look at and analyze to come to conclusions about trends that we have in society. So there's going to be a wide variety of topics, social topics, both macro scale and micro scale. Micro scale is the you and me level, the small scale within society, this side of the socio part, whereas macro scale is the government, the country, the continent, the world kind of scale. And there's a combo of those things that we're also going to look at, because the country does not exist by itself in a box that doesn't touch other boxes, such as your individual box. There are some norms, there are some standards, guidelines, laws, procedures, methods of behavior that exist on a macro scale in our society that you and I on the micro scale are subject to. we are beholden to, so to speak. We must follow those norms. We must follow that pattern of behavior, or we are seen as an outsider. We are seen as somebody who doesn't belong, or somebody who is deviant, to use a word that we're going to look at in future semesters. It's not future semesters, future lessons. Okay? So, sociology is the scientific, the systematically organized research methods to scientifically study society and social trends on the macro level, but also individual social experiences and interactions on the micro level, and then a combination of both of those things. So please notice what I have done here. I have not written out a nice little neat sentence that gives you the definition of what sociology is. Instead, we've deconstructed the word and we've looked at the nuances for the different parts of the word, and I have given you, in this kind of hodgepodge of stuff that's on the board here, I've given you the pieces that you need to make a puzzle that gives me a complete sentence, a beautiful sentence, to explain to me what sociology is as a whole. So sociology is a systematic and scientific way of studying society, social trends, individual life experiences, the things that we call macro sociology and micro sociology, and how macro sociology and micro sociology combine to create social experiences. So that's what we're studying this semester. It's a very fun class, in my opinion, because we get to talk about ourselves. We get to talk about and analyze our own lives and our own ideas and hobbies and beliefs and career choice, etc., and get more insight. Students typically end the semester with me having developed a greater insight of what their place and their role is in the larger world around them. And they also develop a better understanding of how and why their life turns out the way that it does. Because it's not always our responsibility how events turn out. Sometimes social structure on the macro scale is designed in such a way that our life outcomes, our event outcomes and experiences are what they are, sometimes much less our responsibility for those outcomes than social structure itself. I said that poorly. Let me try to say it one more time to finish out this discussion. Sometimes macro scale parts of the social structure affect our micro scale social lives in a way that's outside of our control. We might set goals and make achievements for ourselves, but in some cases, when we have success or when we have failure or when our goals are completely redirected toward another path, that's not necessarily our responsibility. Sometimes it's because society was shaped in a way that did not allow us to go down the road that we thought we wanted to go down. Instead, we had to do an about face and go this way because the social climate created a different life experience for us than we intended. And so those are the kinds of cool things that we're going to be studying this semester in class together. So in our next video, we're going to look at some specific terminology that kind of brings together macro scale sociology and micro scale sociology and directly relates to one of our course learning outcomes, the main course learning outcome that I mentioned in the syllabus video that we're going to be working on together between now and the end of the semester. And that is developing our sociological imagination. It's fun stuff, but it takes a little bit of mental gymnastics. So we're going to get ourselves in shape for that throughout the semester, and by final exam week, you're going to be a pro. Okay, so thank you for your attention, and text me if you have any questions. See you next time.